Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast, your go-to source for all things agriculture. Each week, we bring you expert insights, market trends, and real stories from the fields. Whether you're a seasoned producer or joining us for the first time, there's something here for you. So grab a coffee and let's dive into the business of agriculture from the ground up.
Welcome to the Central Prairie Co-op Podcast. I am your host today, Mandy Lyons, and our guest is Jamie Shive. He is a sales agronomist with Central Prairie Co-op, and he's going to catch us up on a few things here. Jamie, why don't you start out by kind of telling us a little bit about your background? How did you get to be a sales agronomist?
So I started out as admiring large equipment, wanted to drive large equipment. So I started in the farming side in high school 38 years ago. And then I eventually moved up as a custom applicator. And then as I kept going, through still planting crops and working on a farm and plus running a machine, really took a liking to the chemical side and fertility. So I've been here 7 years and here I am.
Well, we are super glad to have you. We have had some interesting weather over the last few years in Kansas. We went through 3 years of drought and now we're getting lots of rain. Can you talk to us a little bit about what that means for our crops?
So as we know on the grain side and plus as the company, the grain levels the last actually 4 years have been really down. Markets were better. But this year, as you know, I was talking to a customer, 51st wheat harvest, and he's cutting his best wheat this year than he ever did.
Wow.
Ever has out here in Western Reno County. So the struggles have been on the fertility side. You know, people have not wanted to put the fertilizer out there if it wasn't going to rain. Well, what we're finding now, drought early in the spring, our crops are lacking a lot of fertilizer. So that kind of rolls into this fall, with the commodity prices and input prices. I think our best benefit right now would be soil sampling going into wheat planting time in the fall to see how much nutrients we rob, but we also know we can't build with prices of fertilizers we have right now. So,
yeah, input prices
yes.
have increased.
Yes.
Can you talk a little bit about that? Commodity prices versus input price.
So, just to give an idea, I was reading a guy on Twitter yesterday. He compared DAP, phosphorus fertilizer per ton at the price right now to the corn price. It takes 181, this was yesterday, 181 bushel of corn to pay for 1 ton of DAP fertilizer at this point. Many of us know in this area we don't have no 181 bushel corn, dryland corn around here. We do irrigated, but so that's going to be a struggle as what people are going to spend on fertilizer coming in the next growing season.
Yeah. Do we have any programs?
We do have some fall fertilizer programs. Contact us, or any one of your sales agronomists, or even our agronomy locations. And there is some early advantage out there to doing this. But first thing is, let's hit us up soil sampling. We do offer soil sampling, and let's see where we need to be first. So,
great. What else is coming up for this fall as far as fertilizer and seed?
So we'll be moving into the seed 2026 seed season. I know major manufacturers put an early date on us all the time, and people are still trying to cut 25's crop, but there will be some pretty good programs early on, early advantage of paying buying your seed early. So we need to kind of start thinking about that and purchasing seed. And I think last year we had some little better programs as far as herbicides. And I think they're going to be there again this year. So that's something you need to talk to your sales agronomist about, me or one of my colleagues. The programs aren't totally out yet, but I think we'll have decent programs for major manufacturers to take advantage of. So, because we know financing is going to be critical, and from what I've seen, I was previously at a Winfield meeting, and the secure financial and kind of what they've released, it looks real promising. So we'll see where we're at. We're not there yet, but we'll see where we're at.
Yeah, so that might be good news.
Mm-hmm. Yes, it is.
Yeah, so. Great. Okay, anything else going on in agronomy that you want to touch on?
We've got such late beans, soybeans, and milo that I believe we will have a podworm problem, an insect problem. So if you got any questions about that, let's make sure and get a hold of one of us or scout yourself. We have plenty of the proper insecticides, and but I think we're going to have a podworm problem in our soybeans and probably a headworm problem in our milo.
Does the rain contribute to that problem?
You usually see them, more your strange bugs will be in a drought, but these here, generally our early planted beans, we don't fight it near as much. It's the later planted beans, and a lot of beans didn't get planted until what you typically would be planting double crop soybeans at. So there'll probably be a late flush of podworms coming in late once the milo is done heading, because the corn's going to be way ahead of it. It's the same worm. And so they're going to move out of the ear and then into the headworms and soybeans. So my gut feeling is we're going to see quite a few insect problems. So we won't have the grasshopper feeding and stuff like that like we've had with the drought. But imagine the podworms will be a problem and the headworms. So
okay. Well, thank you for joining us today, Jamie.
Thank you.
We appreciate it. If you have questions about anything agronomy, get a hold of one of our sales agronomists, and they would be glad to help you. Thank you for joining us today on the Central Prairie Co-op podcast, where we talk all things ag from the ground up.